Hypnosis doesn't only have to be used for therapy. It can also be used for fun as well. This recording is intended to be both therapeutic and fun for your enjoyment, taking your mind to a deeply relaxed state, and from there to places that it has never been before. First though, I must ask you to agree to one thing, that I may have a conversation with your subconscious mind. Yes? Good. May I absolutely, with full permission of your conscious self, have a conversation with your subconscious mind? Yes? Excellent. The first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to count backwards from 50 down to 1. On every odd number, I just like you to blink the eyes closed, so you're alternating between opening the eyes and closing them between every even and odd number. And just focus on those colors as I begin my countdown from 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40, 39, 38, focusing on the spiral, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, deeper down, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, deeper down, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Just enjoy feeling the chair or bed that you're lying against. Just conform and contour to every shape and part of the body as you sink deeper down into it, enjoying this prone, relaxed position and this time that you have all to yourself. Now, the key to getting the most out of this experience is to follow all of my simple instructions. Just by following all of my simple instructions, it will ensure that you have the most out of this amazing experience that I have planned for you. Now I want you to once again look very deeply into the colorful spiral on the screen. Just allow your vision to converge on that spiral at this point in time. Focus on it to the point that your peripheral vision begins to blur and darken. You may feel the room around you begin to dim as you continue to focus on the cascading colors. Just focus on the colors, allowing the room around you to become dimmer and dimmer, and now just allow the eyes to close, ease and simple. Just take comfort for a moment in allowing the eyes to rest. Now I want you to see in your mind's eye a warm, bubbling jacuzzi. Just imagine that for a moment. A nice, warm, bubbling hot tub. Just let that image fill your imagination. You see the bubbles being blown in from the jets and the sides, and then weightlessly floating to the top of the water, dissipating into nothing as they meet the surface. Good, just imagine that. Now open the eyes again, allowing your vision to converge on the spiral on the screen. And while you focus on the spiral, continue to imagine the image of that jacuzzi, the bubbles drifting to the surface. And now close the eyes again slowly, taking a nice deep breath. And what I want you to do as you take that nice deep breath is just count to 5 in your head as you inhale, and count to 7 in your head as you exhale. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do it with me now. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very good. And from this point on, just listen to the sound of my voice and the words that I'm using, and focus on the shapes of the words that I say. Build a shape in your mind of every word that I speak. See it in the mind's eye. And now, slowly open the eyes, keeping them still transfixed on the rainbow spiral swirling across the screen. And just see in the mind's eye that image of the jacuzzi, the bubbles just floating up to the surface of the water and dissipating when they reach the warm, open air, almost as if they were taking your thoughts with them, floating upward and dissipating on the surface. And close down the eyes again now, focusing on the shapes that my words form in the mind's eye, bigger ones and smaller ones, rising and falling with the chest as you take another deep breath now, filling the lungs with cool, clean air. Breathing in, counting to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you can't help but feel how these nice, easy breaths ease the mind and body as now you slowly open the eyes. And you may begin to notice a tiredness in the eyes from opening and closing them so much. And that's okay, as the more tired the eyes become, the more relaxed you feel. And the more relaxed you feel, the better you'll feel. And now, close down the eyes, ease and simple, slowly while you listen to the sound of my voice and see the shapes my words form in the mind's eye, following them as they rise up and down and change pitch and tone, and taking a deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And with every slow rhythmic breath that you take, you can forget about trying to make all the unnecessary effort to allow the body to follow my voice and will, knowing that if you follow my instructions, you will only feel better. And feeling the heaviness increasing in the eyelids as they grow more and more tiredly, open the eyes now, opening the eyes to gaze into the spiral on the screen. Just imagine that the body is submerged in that jacuzzi now, watching the bubbles drift up and disappear on the surface with the thoughts that you're not even thinking about right now. Just taking comfort in the sounds of my voice right now as it leads you deeper and deeper into a peaceful state of relaxation, and taking comfort in how familiar you are with my voice by now, and how you take delight in following my wonderful instructions, as now I tell you to close down the eyes. And opening the eyes now nice and slowly, gaze into the spiral, and as you gaze into the spiral, it's almost as if you feel the tension floating right out of the muscles and beginning to drift away, just like those swirling, twisting colors that rise and disappear into the top of the screen. And just letting the eyes close down now, easy and simple. Right now, I just want you to very closely focus and follow the sound of my voice. Just follow the sounds of my words as they rise and fall and change, as my words move and change and form shapes in the mind's eye. You feel the eyelids just relax and become heavy as you listen, listening to the sound of my voice, so much so that you don't even think about all the thoughts that you're not thinking about right now, as they float up and out of the head with every breath that you take, taking in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And slowly opening the eyes again, you feel the heaviness in the eyelids increase as you just focus on the spiral and the sounds of my words as they take shapes and forms in the mind's eye. And now, close down the eyelids once again and feel yourself becoming more and more relaxed as the eyes begin to feel so tired. And the more tired your eyes feel, the more relaxed you become. And the more relaxed you become, the better you feel, knowing that the only sound you need to listen to feel better and go deeper into trance is the sound of my voice. trance becoming a very comfortable place for you to drift deeper down into right now, feeling so perfectly relaxed as softly and slowly you raise and open the eyes once again. And as you stare at that spiral, I want you to once again imagine those bubbles floating in the mind's eye. And as you focus on those bubbles, you don't even notice how much more relaxed you've become since we first started this hypnosis session. And closing down the eyes once again. Each time you try and open the eyes from this point in time, you might notice that it becomes more and more difficult to do so. Heavier and heavier as you feel this heaviness in the body now, taking you further and further into the chair or bed in which you lay, sinking down now, and you can become aware of the body on the chair or the bed, the feel of the chair on the back, the arms on the arms, and the weight of the legs, and how the arms are relaxed on the arms of the chair, and you feel the material of the chair or bed beneath them, and how it forms to you as it takes you down, sinking deeper and deeper. As you just open the eyes for me again, with every word that I speak, each and every word becomes the shape of a tiny silver weight attaching itself to your eyelids, as you just want so badly to stop opening and closing the eyes and just let them rest. But just keep them open long enough to focus on that spiral. And while you focus on that spiral, I want you to do one thing. I want you to think of a place, time, or activity where you feel perfectly content and at ease, where you can be completely uninterrupted in your enjoyment. Something that you always look forward to doing, or a place you always look forward to going to. Your own personal paradise. Just take a moment to get to that place in your mind. Now I'm going to count from 5 down to 1. And I want you to just focus on the spiral as I do so. When I reach the number 1 and say the word dream, the eyes will close and the body will let go completely, and you will embrace a deep hypnotic trance. 5, the eyelids just follow the spiral as you feel the little weights tied to the eyelashes pulling downward, eyelids growing heavier. 4, you feel yourself sinking further down into your bed or chair. 3, those heavy lids are ready to close. 2, falling lower, lower, and lower. 1, and dream. Close your eyes and sleep. Very good. And as you let this trance embrace you further, you can imagine that my voice is getting further and further away with you, becoming more to you a call in the distance as your thoughts travel to that special place that I've asked you to go in your mind, as if you could hear the static in your mind as I now have a direct conversation with the subconscious mind. You will still be aware of everything, and yet you are not aware of that. You are listening with your subconscious mind while your conscious mind is far away in that special place. Your conscious mind is far away, and my voice is but a call in the distance to it right now. Your subconscious mind is awake and listening and hearing everything and joyously following all of my wonderful instructions while your conscious mind remains relaxed and peaceful. And you can relax even further now, greater and simple, peacefully, because your subconscious mind is taking charge now. And when this happens, let the subconscious do all the listening. And you don't mind as I speak directly to the subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind knows, and because your subconscious mind knows, your conscious mind does not need to know and can stay asleep and not mind while your subconscious mind stays wide awake. You can forget so easily, and with forgetting certain things, you can remember other things. Remembering what you need to remember and forgetting what you can forget. It does not matter if you forget, you need not remember. Your subconscious mind remembers everything that you need to know, and you can let your subconscious mind listen and remember while your conscious mind is deeply asleep. And your subconscious mind is awake and listening, following and accepting every word that I say. And I'm going to ask your subconscious mind some direct questions now. Just speak the answer. Are you capable of allowing the mind and body to feel relaxed? Are you capable of allowing the mind and body to feel any sensation that I instruct you to? Excellent. You're doing just fine. Just let this feeling of trance envelop you like a warm, silken blanket. Imagine it as if you were crawling into a soft, shiny, blue, silken bed. You feel yourself sinking into it as it contours to you, taking the shape of the body and allowing yourself to sink even deeper. And now I'm just going to speak to the individual parts of the body now. And as I address each part of the body, I want you to see that part of the body in the mind's eye. As my voice comes down around the crown of the head, you can visualize the muscles in the head loosening and relaxing. You feel the ears drop as my voice wells up inside of them, causing every single part of the ear canal to feel warm and soothed. As my voice brushes on the eyebrows and enters that sensitive area above the bridge of the nose, you may feel the eyelids begin to flutter a bit, and that's okay. Just let the eyes settle inside the sockets. You may feel my voice sink into the entire face now, and you can see in the mind's eye every single muscle and frown line, every tendon in the jaw and cheek loosen and relax, just going limp as elastic bands held over a warm flame. My voice is going down into the neck now, from the base of the back of the head to the blades of the shoulders. You can look in and see all the powerful muscles and cords that work hard to hold the heavy head up all day. Just release, untying all the knots, releasing all the pent-up fluids in the muscles and cells. Just visualize this as my voice travels down the length of the spine, meeting every disc of the vertebrae with a feather-like touch, as you see in the mind's eye all the powerful, important nerves there becoming very warm. You can feel a very warm, comfortable wave of relaxing, even sensual feeling energy begin to build up and release from the spine like a time-released capsule. And with every breath, another wave of that warming, comforting sensation is released from the spine. And as the sensation continues to release with every breath, you notice that all the knots in the shoulders untie as you visualize the muscles there warming up to the point that they have no choice but to loosen. And as the shoulders loosen and sink down, the arms become very tingly and weightless. The tingling increases in the fingertips, and you can visualize this tingling as a fuzzy kind of static in the skin. From the fingertips, it flows through all the delicate bones and muscles in the hands, and then flowing from there through the wrists, and finally through the forearms, stopping to warm and relax the joints of the elbows, and then upwards to meet the sinking shoulders. The arms at this point feel so weightless, it's as if they were composed of helium, numb but comfortable and warm. And I want you to imagine at this point that I tied a magnet from the right wrist to the ceiling, and you feel the magnet on the ceiling now pulling the right arm upward. And with every word I speak, the stronger that magnetic pull becomes, pulling the right wrist upward and upward, lifting it, causing it to rise higher and higher, lifting and rising, reacting to that pull, rising and lifting, lifting and rising, higher and higher. It lifts and rises, lifting and rising, so strong now that you wouldn't be able to resist that pulling sensation if you tried, as it takes the right arm higher and higher, lifting and rising, rising and lifting, pulling harder now, and taking it all the way up. And when I count to 3 and I say the word cut, it's going to cut the power to those magnets, causing the right arm to drop and fall to your lap. And when that happens, you're going to fall 10 times deeper into hypnosis, just letting yourself fall all the way through and let go completely. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, and cut. And the right arm falls to the lap as you fall 10 times deeper into hypnosis now, just enjoying finally falling off the edge of sleep into full hypnotic trance now, taking comfort in this safe, falling, drifting, euphoric feeling. And now again I speak to you, the subconscious mind, the true inner self, because I know that you are the most powerful part of the mind and body. And I ask you, I call upon you to use that power now to create the most wonderful sensations and beautiful images that I instruct you to. And I ask you now to imagine, to perfectly visualize that you're driving in your car down a wide open highway, cutting through a vast desert. The sun is high above you in a blue, cloudless sky, yet the air is surprisingly warm and comfortable without being too hot. To either side of you, all you see is grand open space, majestic masses of land, with patches of dry grass poking out of the dust here and there, with large green cactuses jutting out of the ground. Ahead of you, you see a huge red and purple mountain, capped with the frost of snow at the top. To the sides of it, here and there, you can see towns and cities, dwarfed by the sheer distance and size of the mountain. You drive on, seeing the cactuses leisurely fly by your peripheral vision, focusing on the beauty of the mountain ahead of you, all the while comforted by the warm breeze flowing through the car windows. In the distance, you see a sunlit silhouette of a person standing on the side of the road. Curious to see who would be standing out alone in the middle of the desert, you drive up. As you approach, you realize that the person standing by the side of the desert road is me, however you wish to imagine or envision me. I gently tap on your passenger side window, and you roll it down, looking me in the eye. I need a ride home, I say. It isn't that far, and I can pay you well. Please, find it in your heart to give me a ride home. You ordinarily wouldn't do something like this, but you already know that you can trust my voice so much that it gives you such a positive and safe feeling to let me inside. And so you unlock the passenger side door and signal me to open the door and step inside. I enter the car, my dark blue silken skirts shimmering as I step into the seat. You notice that there is a hempen rope tied around my skirt, and hanging from it is a large ring of keys. My home is just further up the road, off of a small side road, and we wordlessly drive the open desert, watching one by one as the brush and cactuses pass us by, giving the illusion of them just growing larger and smaller as we fly them by on the ever-changing scenery, until you see a small rivulet of pavement growing larger in the distance. That's where we need to be. And almost as if your hands were just moving by themselves, they turn the wheel to the right and take the small side road leading to a homestead ranch. We finally reach my driveway. As I said, I can reward you well for your trouble. Come inside. Again, this is not something that you would normally do, but you trust my voice so much that you just can't help but follow it without question, knowing that something absolutely amazing awaits you inside the house. I take your hand in mine, and when you feel my skin touch the skin of the right hand, you feel a sudden spark, and you realize that the spark is more than the work of just static, and you feel a low, almost humming current of energy passing from my hand into the hand of your right arm. With every pulse, you feel it begin to tingle as a warm, soothing energy fills you. It makes the muscles in the back of the neck very tingly and numb as you feel a sudden swimminess in the head. You start to feel quite happy and euphoric, but you're still aware of the fact that you are in control. In fact, you feel an even higher sense of awareness, and you are aware that you do not want this feeling to end, so you keep your hand in mine as I guide you to the front door. You know I have something very amazing in store for you, so you are willing to follow me wherever I take you. I remove the large key ring from the hempen rope around my waist and insert the wrought iron key into the door. You notice that the keys I have on the ring are of many shapes, colors, and sizes. I open the door to my home and take you inside. You see that a fire has been lit in the hearth, and it's warm and fragrant inside. You smell a mixture of perfumes laced with the rustic, smoky scent of burning wood on the fire. I lead you to the table in the center of the room, and you notice that a very small, ornate silver and blue box is set on it. I take another key from my key ring, the shiny silver one, and insert it into the small keyhole in the decorative box, and gingerly open it up. And from the box, I produce what looks like a very small piece of paper, no bigger than a stamp. As I said, I could reward you well, and this will be one of the most amazing surprises you've ever had in your life. I show you the small stamp-like thing that I've taken from the box. On the front, it's a dark blue that glitters like condensed, crushed-up sapphires and blue diamonds. When I turn it on its side, it simply disappears as it's so thin. Open your mouth. Wordlessly you do so, just following everything that I say. I place the stamp on your tongue. As you taste sweet sugar, it dissolves almost instantly, and instantly you become aware of the floatiness in the head and body increasing ever so quickly. Come with me, and I take the right hand in mine as you feel a current of warm, heated energy flowing through the body with a low hum. And I lead you to a staircase which leads into my attic. I go ahead and gently guide you by the hand to the first step, and the moment the right foot touches the step on the wooden stairway, you feel the stamp beginning to have a greater effect on you as you start to experience a greater degree of awareness. With another step up the stairs, you feel that awareness expand further still, observing new sounds in the room and different qualities of those sounds as your hearing becomes more and more acute. As the next leg rises and the foot touches the next step up the stairs, the more you can see in the mind's eye that fuzzy, staticky, floaty feeling flowing up from the arms and legs and increasing in the head. taking the next step up, the stronger the effects of the stamp become. Another step, and you feel your vision becoming more acute along with your hearing, as everything that fills your vision becomes brighter and brighter, brighter and more saturated with color. Every wall, the ceiling, the floor, the objects in the room, all begin to become more real and yet more malleable and translucent at the same time. Another step upward on the staircase, and the walls around you begin to bend and shift. The colors you see with the eyes becoming even brighter. The room begins to warp and bend around you into different shapes, and you quite enjoy it. Another step upwards on the staircase, and with every beat of the heart, the arms and legs become lighter and more weightless. You feel the entire body becoming more and more weightless, and you feel as if every breath you take lets loose more and more weight, allowing you to feel as light as a feather. And it feels so good, so wonderful, making you feel euphoric, the most euphoric feeling that you have ever felt in your life. And floating upward to the next step on the stairs, with every breath you take, you feel a greater sense of elation as the confines of reality warp and melt away from your mind. And when this happens, all the pent-up joy in the subconscious mind can pour forth from it, spilling outward from the back of the head where the spine meets the skull, and it just flows forth and flows like a fountain, gushing endorphins, freely flowing serotonin that leaves you unable to resist the urge to smile. And smiling from ear to ear, you take another step up that staircase and feel more in touch with your emotions than you've been since the days when you were a child. The rush of joy you feel now flows through the entire body, making the head feel so swimmy and the body feel so weightless. You feel perfectly calm and in control, yet very, very high, just letting the stamp do its work and carry you higher and higher. With the next step you take, I open the door to the attic, but you see that it isn't an attic at all. And when you emerge through the top of the steps, through the small doorway in the ceiling, you feel beams of bright sunlight warming your face, relaxing you even further and taking you higher. And when you look around, you see an endless field of greenery and flowers meeting your vision. Beyond the greenery and flowers, you see vast, tall mountains, all sights that fill you with awe. And you know in your subconscious mind that this is a place all your own, one that you can always return to. In fact, it's just as easy as hearing your name as it is to be filled with this sense of euphoria, happiness, and relaxation. Just by hearing your name, you can feel this high whenever you want to, and see in the mind's eye this grand, endless field of flowers and majestic mountains. When you take a deep breath in, You can even taste the fresh, pure air. Above you, birds and butterflies are flying overhead. As you step out, you can feel the softness of the newly cut grass beneath your feet, as the scent of masses upon masses of brightly colored flowers and plants seems to just envelop you. And there's the gentle sound of birds singing, echoing faintly in the stillness of the air. And once again you feel the body becoming lighter and lighter. With each breath the body becomes so light that it floats above the sea of grass and ascends into the fragrant air. You notice that the air around you is beginning to take on a prism of different colors of the rainbow, and you are floating in a sea of color, a warm sea of color that relaxes and comforts you as you just drift, suspended in warm and colorful air that seems somehow unreal and yet at the same time has a comfortingly familiar feel to it. You're aware of misty reds and oranges, soft, muted yellow tones, gentle greens and blues that somehow seem like clouds, and the deepest, softest indigos and violets that you could have ever imagined. Time and space doesn't exist in quite the same fashion as you usually know it in this place. You might have floated there for just a moment, or for 100 years, maybe for a lifetime, or just perhaps for the blink of an eye. You could have floated forwards in time, or to a time that could be far beyond our future. Maybe back in time, back before your own lifetime. It gradually begins to seem to you that you might even be able to float here for just as long as you wish, with this wonderful, relaxed feeling. Just floating and drifting through this magical sea of gentle flowing colors, where time seems to be of so little importance. As these thoughts swim through the mind, you begin to feel yourself float downwards back to the soft grass. Downwards and downwards you float, letting thoughts pass freely through the mind in a state of complete calm and total serenity, as tranquil as a feather on a still lake. You feel the soft grass gently stroke the skin as the ground cradles the body, and you remember that it's as easy as hearing your name as it is to feel this euphoric, happy, serene, and high whenever you wish. It's just so easy to feel this euphoric, happy, serene, and high. And gently now, I am going to awaken you from this hypnotic trance by counting backwards from 5 to 1. When I reach the number 1, you'll feel as if you've gotten 8 hours of solid sleep. Counting backwards now. From 5, slowly feeling yourself becoming reacquainted with the present time. 4, feeling yourself becoming reacquainted with the body. 3, you feel yourself becoming refreshed and rejuvenated. 2, feeling fully in touch with the body as the conscious mind awakens. 1, and awake, alert, and feeling absolutely wonderful. My name is Ahava, and I hope you've enjoyed this hypnosis session. Have a wonderful day.